Yo, home varay. Yo, ra, jaroom, running G.
You won't be able to tell whenever this goes up, but this is Boxing Day, or 26th of December, and so...
No, don't put it on my head. Why is this happening? I bought that for $1.25 at Walmart a few years ago. I think I've got my money's worth.
I have the best wife ever because she got me for a Christmas present Jeffrey Combs as basically Doctor Strange in a low-budget 1980s film. And a classic 1960s, well 1970s, early 70s British horror film.
And other things too.
Yeah, those are the two really impressive ones for film fans though. What did we watch?
We watched Lex.
When did we watch it?
Because we wanted to.
When did we watch it?
Oh, like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah!
So this episode, what was actually the name of this episode? Oh, Nook, that's right.
Nook, yeah.
It's
Kindle.
not about the e-reader by Barnes & Noble, but you should totally go buy one because they're awesome. I have one myself.
Yep,
It's a Nook HD Plus. It's a Wi-Fi enabled.
This was episode 11 of season 2, so we're more than halfway through, and this is the planet of the space monks.
Well, they're actually not really space monks, except for the fact that this is a space show.
Yeah.
They're just monks, like
in
regular
space.
monks. Well, on a planet in space.
Yeah. Then again, our monks are in space too, technically.
Yeah, that's true.
By the same logic. Basically, they come across, the Lex comes across this planet that's entirely covered in water, except for this one small tiny island.
One island.
Now, I know that basically the less land you have somewhere, the more water you have, the worse the tides are, because land masses break up the tides. So this place logically should be really stormy and should be like covered in water all the time.
Well, it could be a floating island.
Could be, but it's also the spaceship.
It's an artificial island.
Yeah, they've probably got like special science things.
Yeah,
that are still running.
There's probably some kind of way,
Still running from hundreds of years ago,
Yeah.
being all like, "No water, keep away from us."
Exactly, that's scientific analysis of what happened right there. But yeah, so they land on this planet, and because as usual, Stanley's like, "This is a bad plan. I don't want to do this. You always talk me into this, and bad things happen." And Seb's like, "I'll have sex with you if I don't get to have sex down there." And he's like, I guess, sure. So they land on the island of the planet of Nook, where there's a whole bunch of monks. And they don't realize that, they think that Zeb is a man. Like, what kind of man is that man? And they're like, a woman? They're like, what is this nonsense? And instantly all of Tumblr became infuriated, retrospectively.
Well, fair enough. This could be like an adaptation of certain comment threads on the Tigwitch.
It did end up a little bit misogynistic, I will confess, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so they keep alive by cloning. They were set up by like this great before time when things suck, and so they're living in this little planned community where basically they have the DNA of great people on file. And
they're all white and male.
Well, no, there was a black guy.
Was there?
Yeah, one of the crowd scenes.
I did not spot.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, look, a black guy. It was exactly what I thought. I'm like, how progressive, Lex. Good job. And so they just, like, grow him in a cell, like, and haha, monk cell, and then activate him when a monk dies. So they keep this balance. So they also keep this library of knowledge, which actually reminded me a lot of A Canticle for Leibowitz by Walter M. Miller, and she hasn't read it. And
I've read nothing, ever.
It's a book that's old enough that a lot of the audience probably hasn't read it, but if you can find a copy, which you probably can find online really easy, Amazon, BN.com, pretty much anywhere, it was one of the first of the post-apocalyptic genre. It was written in the late 50s, early 60s, and it's really good. It's really amazing. And you should totally read it, because it's one of my personal favorite books, so I'm saying. There you go. But yeah, so it reminded me a lot of that. They have this knowledge that the brothers who transcribe it, they're not taught to read, because the knowledge will poison their minds. They're just taught to copy it. And
they don't say why they're copying it and looking after it and why they need to copy it.
That's what monks do. They scribe.
Yeah, but why do they need to copy it?
Because they create the illuminated copies. Because look, I can't read this. The worms have eaten through it. It's to preserve the knowledge. In Canticle for Leibowitz, it was the same thing. That brothers would spend, like, sometimes, like, decades working on a single illuminated manuscript. Well, anyway. So, Zeb's like, I want to cause trouble and have sex with everybody. And they're just like, wow, I don't know why, but I get a stiffy around her.
That's a really attractive man.
And then Stanley, it's actually kind of sad, really, because Stanley attracts the attentions of one of the brothers, who eventually he's like, "Take me. Don't you find me attractive? You know, we have to live by these rules, but one night of the summer solstice, all the rules are off." So
Yeah,
basically implies it's a big gay orgy, you know.
Yeah, which wouldn't surprise me, but the gay brother basically thinks that Stan isn't interested in him because he's interested in maintaining the rules of not having sex with anyone. He thinks he follows those rules. It's just like a big culture clash thing.
And then finally Stan's like, no, fine, and goes off to find him, but just at that point in time, his brother is killed by an assailant.
Yeah, Stan basically was going to become a prison gay.
Yeah. Not a prison guy. I think he kind of felt really bad about it, because the guy was like, really like, just saying.
I know, but he was only going through it because because he's been so long since he'd had sex, and he's like, oh, it's like not that different. I'll just do it anyway. So it's a bit like prison gay. However, at the same time, the gay brother had said that he was going to commit suicide if Stan didn't come. Yeah. So Stan was like, okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna have gay sex in order to save someone's life.
This was one instance where
gay
didn't mean a bad person, because the gay people are always horrible people in Lex. Okay, gay men are always horrible people. I don't know if we had any evil lesbians so far.
Oh, don't worry, we will.
Oh, great. But yeah, so in the meantime, what's been going on is the head monk, Kai let the head monk have some of his proto-blood so they can analyze it, because apparently they do science there. And they didn't really make it clear. He said he put some kind of enzyme in Kai that neutralized him for a while, took his ego quascree, and he was the one that killed the brother, because he thought that if he sacrificed one, that they would be able to vengeance and kill Kai and Zev and Stanley, and then everything would return to balance. But when he proposes this, all the elder brothers, like, what when one of us has died before, it had always been a cause for contemplation. What is this word, murder, that you use? We think that you have poisoned your mind overmuch with our library. Come, you must contemplate.
Yeah, so and then
So because the rest of them won't listen.
The boss brother guy, Randor, he decides to self-destruct the planet because its balance is being destroyed. Ironically, he's the guy who's being the least balanced of them all, because they're all like, Randor, we can't just kill them. We just have to contemplate like we normally do. He's like, no, we gotta do something different in order to save the fact from we're doing stuff that's different.
So they're having
he's a paradox.
They're having their bacchanalia, and Zev finally gets the love and attention of many different young men fleshes.
She has sex with 3 rats.
Well, they're just dressed like rats.
Yeah, one of them was... Well, there was going to be a 4th who was Stan, and I think that's technically rape in several countries, because he was dressing up as another rat so that she'd have sex with him without realizing it was him.
She was dressed as a cat. It's complicated.
But I suppose you could view that, she raped him early in the season, so he was attempting to do it.
Yeah, it's only fair.
So,
it's like, you raped me, but you raped me first. Oh, you! It's Lex. But so the brother Randor. What was his name?
Randor, because it's named of a character, King Randor from He-Man.
Oh, that's right. So he puts some kind of blue stuff into the wine that he gives all the brothers, and then he pours a big old jug of it into, I think, what is the remnants of their spaceship?
Yeah.
Which somehow poisons the planet directly. And Kai's like, why the fuck did you do this? And he's like, well, see, because... we have to have a perfect society, and this was planned long ago, that, a society of just men without women, because then we'd all be at peace and harmony, and we wouldn't be fighting competitively over the machinations of women and stuff like that, which really ignores basic human psychology.
To be fair.
And biology, because...
MRAs would love this place.
Because here's the thing, there are obviously bi and gay monks there. So... brother what's-his-face is trying to talk Stan into sleeping with him, and he's like, well, I know that everyone, is always very happy when brother so-and-so comes around, and we all like to spend time with him in the same way. So obviously, there are people who are attractive and have value as mates, be it just a one-time, once-a-year sexual orgy or something like that. But people become competitive too. I mean... guys in the gay community are competitive, lesbians are competitive without the opposite gender or sex being involved.
This issue actually still exists in this world, because, in real life, because there is such a thing as men going their own way, sort of male separatists, and what they set up in Nuke seems to be similar to what they want to set up, even though, fucking idiots.
Yeah, but the thing is...
They apparently this problem has escaped them when they're trying to set it up here. I don't know.
Well, the thing is that they can reproduce by cloning. And they have this balance that they maintain. They don't just create clones anytime. They wait until one of the brothers naturally dies, or dies of an accident, I guess, or something like that. But the thing is that it's not. I mean, the concept is misogynistic, but the monks themselves really aren't, because they're kind of like children, because they haven't been taught to read. They've been taught this very simple stuff. They don't. There are a lot of words that they don't even know. They just live their lives in this kind of like little religious. I don't even know the word to use for it.
Nook.
Nook, yeah, there you go. But, so, Kai goes and pulls Zev out
Those
of her
guys
room.
that were from Nook were really interested in Zev's cranny.
But, so, yeah, someone should make a gif out of that, me just going, But, so, Kai's like, we have to get the fuck out of here. And Zev's like, but sex! And Stan's like, no, I'm ready to go for a while, let's get the fuck out of here. So they leave. And then when the first rays of light hit Nook, all of the brothers atomize, and the planet
And you were like, what the fuck? And I was like, well, he put the stuff in the drink, so clearly the liquid was what
I guess.
caused it.
And they were like,
They should have taken
well,
they should have taken the rats with them and have them disintegrate later on, up in Lex or something.
that would be weird.
So then Zev would be like, no!
But yeah. And so then Stanley's like, well. And Kai's like, yeah. And they're like, next time you say let's land somewhere, let's not do it. And she's like, well.
Oh yeah, and then 790's like, oh, I hope the next episode's not a sequel to White Trash.
Because it's gonna be. There were no Mantrid arms because there's nothing for them to
Yeah, I
take
thought
apart.
it's been many years since I watched Lex season 2. I was pretty sure that the Mantrid arms destroyed Nook at the end of the episode. I was clearly wrong. But
No, honey. Nook destroyed itself.
there's Mantrid arms in the next episode.
Mantrid arms.
Definitely.
But yeah, it was overall. It was
I
good
did
episode.
a laser with my arms.
I don't-
Feed
No, I don't want to
him.
think about it. But so that was actually 2 good episodes in a row, and I'm not really sure how to feel about that. So major assholery must be coming.
There's always major assholery.
You guys don't know this, but I have this little electric heating thing for my back, and I put it on the chair, and the cat was sleeping on the chair, and I put him on level 1. So right now the cat is like all curled up on it like it's the best thing in the world. I'm just saying. Just saying. So what are your thoughts on this episode?
That's another solid one. I think Lex season 2 is good. I think Lex season 3 is probably the best season overall. 4 is the weakest, but season 2 is good. White Trash isn't good, but not every episode's great, but... Lex!
So yeah, so this was an actual good episode. 2 in a row, in fact.
2 in a row that you like.
Yeah.
I think they're all good. Well, most
There
of
was,
them.
and there was
Not all of them.
there was a lot less rape in the past 2 episodes, I've noticed.
There's an attempted rape in this one.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a serious attempted rape. It was more like a half-hearted attempted rape.
And the previous one didn't have any.
Yeah. So, last thoughts? Why are you making such a face?
Just amused, you're like, oh, there's not been that much rape in the last couple of those episodes. And I was like, well, there was an attempted. And it's like, and this is your benchmark for not much rape in Lex. When there wasn't violence and it didn't actually
I
physically
didn't used to
happen.
be like this. I didn't used to be like, well, there wasn't that. It's like that Monty Python sketch. Well, it hasn't got much rat in it. It hasn't got much rape in it. So that's from us. You take care on Boxing Day from us to you.